Want some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate.
It is a first down. Pirates.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You live with Omaha. I can promise you that.
And it's purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome into the Sports Objective Extra Innings here on a Sunday night, and we're having lots of fun pregame. So we'll continue that on the show. We got to have something to laugh about. Pirates only win 1 out of 3 down in New Orleans. They've lost 3 straight series to the Green Wave. We'll talk about that. Let's bring in a man that's going to bring us lots of laughs tonight, one way or another. Kyle from LaGrange Barber, how are you, sir?
Dave, could be better in terms of pirate baseball, but you find out before the show that even almost 40 years later, and after she's gone, Mama's always right. But anyway.
That's great. That's great, Kyle.
Anyway, guys, disappointing weekend for the Pirates, 1-2 in New Orleans.
2-2 on the week.
Yeah, 2-2 with the win over Duke. If you could have just found a way to win today, as I said before the show, you know, when Grady, thank you. Grady Linnaeus, when he went down on that, when he tried to, when he should have held up at third, and he went on a ball that he should have held up on. But had he scored there, I think the game's completely different. It seemed when he didn't score and got injured, and I'm not blaming him for the loss, but we just seemed to completely lose all momentum. And I think had things went different there, injury or not, had we scored there, I think it would have been a different ball game. But man, when we didn't get that run, third out of the inning, and he went down all at the same time, we lost all momentum and just never got it back. And it's a shame. Back's kind of against the wall now. Yeah. We really need to go 4-0 this coming week to keep chances for an at-large out there. But they're still out there. But we're going to get some pitching back later this month. The bats are so hot and cold. We're either on or we're off. There's no in between. But we really NC State midweek, and then who the hell do we play this coming weekend?
Wichita State.
Wichita, who's playing good baseball? I looked up all of a sudden. Wichita and Rice they got similar records that we do in and out of conference.
Yeah, so, same record, 7-5.
Yeah, and then around 20 some wins. So I mean, it's. It's a big week, and one good thing about the league being better,
those RPI.
Yeah, we need that. We need that right now, but we're gonna have to win these games.
No doubt. Let's bring in the ladies' man, the man that I've known for almost 3 decades, Mr. Alan Vick.
It will be 3 decades in the month of May, Dave, or May or July. Okay, I knew it was somewhere around that time. Yeah, tough weekend for the Pirates. New Orleans has become a house of horrors for the Pirates. We have not won a series there since 2018, and it was just a tough weekend, man. And Tulane's bullpen outperformed ours for the most part over the weekend, and we only won 1 game. So like Kyle said, now we got to have a tremendous week and kind of get back on track.
Johnny Robertson, Mr. Stats, how are you?
Doing well. Well, I could be doing better. I wasn't, I didn't call for a sweep. I just said I just want to win 2 out of 3.
We had
or 3-1 for the week. And we knocked the Duke part out of the way. And then we could have, it could have went the other way, but our bats ice cold in games 1 and 3. We batted like 177 in those 2 games and just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah.
We're not a very good road team.
Okay, Kyle, that was what I was going to bring up next. We're 5-8-1 on the road.
Yeah.
We got to do better because, okay, so here's the news. Last season, after 37 games, currently we're 22-14-1. Last season we were 21-16, so we were a game and a half worse off than we are now. But we were 7-5 in the conference, just like we are now. But we were winning on the road. We were 7-5 on the road. Now 5-8-1. Plus, we're just not scoring a lot of runs most of those games at all.
Now, the good news is, if I'm not
home last year, right?
Huh?
We talked over each other, Dave. Ask that again.
Sorry about that. I was just saying we were a much better team on the road than home, if my memory serves me correct, right? Last year?
Well, we were much better on the road than we are this year. But we weren't better overall. No. Interesting.
I'm saying as far as our home, aren't we doing better home-wise than we were last year? Or
we would have to be to have the same record, being we were better on the road last year.
Yeah.
I guess the good news is, if I'm right on this, the majority of our conference series left are at home, aren't they? JR, Dave, whoever has the schedule.
Yeah, well, we got 3 out of 5.
There you go. That's good. And one of those road series is Memphis, right?
Yes, it is.
Correct.
So that's good. That's good.
As
long as we handle business, that's good.
But Wildfire is going to be there, so we're going to sweep it. We're going to.
Let me tell you something. Anytime Wildfire goes to Memphis, history shows all hell's going to break loose. He's potentially going to be under a ring with a 6-pack of beer and a bucket of chicken and a bucket to poop and piss in, based on history of Wildfire in Memphis, Tennessee.
That's right. That's right. Does anybody know about that Justin Butts story? I guess not.
That's what happens.
Where are you, Justin?
That's a famous Memphis wrestling angle involving Tommy Rich from '87, where him and Austin Idol attacked Jerry Lawler in the ring, and Tommy Rich had to hide underneath the ring for the whole damn show because he was going to attack him in the main event. Anyway, nobody wants to hear about that right now.
All right. Hey, getting back to our remaining conference schedule, I mean, it sets up well for us. We have Memphis on the road. You want your weaker teams on the road. We have FAU to close it out on the road. Their RPI is actually worse than Memphis now. Those are the 2 worst teams in our conference RPI-wise. So they're both on the road. And then we get Rice at home, they're at a 54 RPI right now. And USF is 60. We get them at home. And then we got to start it off by taking care of Wichita. And we just, even if we don't finish in first in the conference, we need to finish in the top 2 so we get that double bye. Because if it comes down to we have to win the conference tournament, that's going to save on arms. That's going to give us a better shot because we're playing less games. So finishing in the top 2 is really, really important at this point.
Yeah, not only for at-large purposes, because I think we're going to be a multi-bid league this year potentially, but you're right, for the conference tournament with the new format, finishing the top 4 is paramount.
No,
finishing in the top 2, No, finishing in the top 4 is paramount. Finishing in the top 2 is it gives you a double advantage.
Yeah.
For top 4, you get a bye. Top 2, you get a double bye.
Right. No doubt. In fact, we're going to be at Memphis on October football too, October 22nd. So Justin says he's waiting for you on Bill Street.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's there yet, but Justin, you can keep waiting. I'm not planning on going to Memphis. But Memphis, baby. I'm not planning on going to Memphis. Although I would actually enjoy going to Memphis, but for completely different reasons than most other people. So,
I mean, you have Bill Street, you have all the stuff there.
I'd like to go.
Graceland.
For the wrestling history. I'd go for the wrestling history. The Memphis wrestling history.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
You have the Pyramid, which is now the
Bass Pro. Yeah.
I want to go there. There's a lot of stuff in Memphis to do. And obviously we want to win. So, but first we need to take care of business of NC State. And like we talked about Wichita State. And it's pretty funny because, or not funny when I say haha funny, but ironic. It seems like we have a bad week, good week, bad week, good week. So we're due for the good week.
We're very streaky. And particularly with the bats. And it's really simple. We're streaky with the bats. And because of the injuries, we don't have the pitching depth to make up for it right now. So when the bats are cold, we're screwed.
Yeah, that whole pitching thing is a bit of a puzzler as far as what we do have available. And, I think it's less than people realize, to be honest with you, because Just the way that he's using the pitchers out of the bullpen. I don't get, we had a lead and, we still had Ethan Rose and we still had Sean Jenkins, who had only pitched 2 innings yesterday. I think he threw 34 pitches, and that's all he's pitched for the entire weekend is 2 innings. And I was like, okay, we have the lead. Let's close him out with Sean and Ethan. And they elected to go with a freshman, and it's a big spot to put him in. And I'm not saying it was a bad decision, but it didn't work out. And that lead didn't last. And, and Sean's on the bench. I'm not really sure why that's happening, why we're only getting 2 or 3 innings a week out of Sean Jenkins when he's arguably our second most effective pitcher. So I don't know what's going on.
You reckon it's a deal with arm soreness? Maybe he was thinking about Wednesday, although you can't be thinking about Wednesday when you're dealing with conference play. As important as NC State is you got to handle business in conference.
I think there's something to that, Kyle. I was going to ask you guys about that very thing with him, because it has to be. I seriously doubt, knowing Cliff Godwin, he's done anything to get himself into trouble. He wouldn't be on the team if he's, he hasn't pitched bad, so there's no reason to bench him. The only thing I can think of is that very thing, Kyle, is that they're doing like a pitch count, maybe. I don't know, Johnny. I was thinking about that. Is it a pitch count?
He's definitely not benched because he got the save last night.
No, what he's saying is an arm soreness thing where he can't, where his pitch count is being kept down because of arm soreness.
I don't know. I mean, and that's why I said I don't know all the
we're
facts.
We're not gonna know. Hey,
nope. No, we're not.
It's all right.
And, with any injury, normally there's no comment, and then we have to wait for the MRI to come back, and then that takes a week or longer, and then I don't expect any answers.
No, I mean, think about it. You're a coach. If I say that, I'm not going to name a pitcher because people will think that I'm not going to speculate, but just put fake name as our pitcher. He's out for 2 weeks. Well, guess what? Every coach goes, okay, I don't have to worry about that coach. I don't have to worry about that player, that pitcher anymore, because we know he's going to be at least 2 weeks before he comes back.
But how much of an advantage is that? Honestly.
I mean, only advantage on the scouting report, but beyond that, knowing who to scout for as far as pitching, it's really not much. I mean, it's not like it's a situation where it's the starting quarterback where you'd want to play some mind games.
They have a book on all of our pitchers, every one of them. They know what he throws, what count, what he's throwing. They know
I guess
everything.
it's just who to prepare for, but in baseball, there's not, but because you have midweek games, there's not but so much. I don't know in terms of game planning how much is involved versus football. I don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant to that, but you know what I'm saying, JR. I think you're trying to say the same thing.
Yeah, I am.
Well, for me personally, I will say this, and maybe I'm in the minority on this. I'll throw this to you, Alan, first. I think that this is the best coaching job Cliff has done, considering the number of injuries, especially to pitching that we had. This was the best pitching we've had in a long time, and all the injuries we had to pitching.
20. I think 22 was his best coaching job.
Well, we haven't been. I know, but we haven't. The season isn't over yet. I'm just saying, up to this point, we could easily be way out of the race right now, and we're still in the thick of things, even after tonight.
Well, we also look at Linehan today. We really don't know anything about that either, and that's huge. They play it pretty close to the vest, obviously. Watching that injury, first of all, it
looked like
it just sucks because he was playing so well. It was it was on a hustle play, and he probably should have stayed where he was, and he didn't. And just a bummer. So hopefully it's just there's nothing to it, and he'll be okay. But
I hope you're right, Alan. But
it just sucks, and it's New Orleans. I'm telling you, the place is haunted down there, man.
Somebody just said Grady will be okay. Hopefully they know. But
let's hope so.
That's one of those things to me where I looked at that injury and my initial reaction was bad. Then my second reaction was could have been. It could look bad and not be as bad as it looks. It will.
Right.
We'll welcome in Stevie Fly to the show. Stevie, welcome in.
Stevie, how you doing?
Well, welcome to you, Kyle.
Stevie.
Thank you. What's up? How you guys?
Good, man. How are you?
All right. JR.
What's up, Stevie?
What's up?
Stevie, did Mallory make it home okay?
She is sitting right here beside me.
Hello, Mallory. How are you doing? What's going
Mallory.
on?
Hi, Mallory.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you can put her on the air. You can put Mallory on the air.
Just say hey, Mallory. The
We
dog.
heard you, Mallory.
We barely heard her. The dog barked.
Every time she says hey, the dog thinks somebody's coming in the house. So she's
okay.
Doesn't Mallory do her own pod? I know she's on TikTok. Does she do some podcasts?
She does a podcast. It's called Sunny Days 252 with the instead of an S, it's a Z.
Okay. Oh, that's
if you look up Sunny Days with the S, what does it matter? It's a rapper, so they had to change it to a Z.
Yeah. Sunny Day. So the
S
Sunny
Days,
or the S in Sunny or the S in Days?
DAYZ.
Okay, DAYZ. So the Z's on the Z is in Days. Okay.
And not DAZ.
Not Sunny Days.
Not Sunny Days. Okay. All right. Well. I just got news from you, Stevie. I hear you've been having a lot of sunny days.
All right, Shawn Michaels.
There you go.
That was a bad rumor too. They said that never happened.
Between Sonny and Shawn,
Brett,
who knows?
Sonny and Brett.
Sonny
and Shawn. Sonny and Shawn. Now that was
Sonny and Brett. Yeah. If it didn't happen, he was the only one.
Very true. Very true.
I agree, Kenny.
He said,
I agree, Kenny.
A good pitching performance from Luke.
And
it was.
How about Ethan? Ethan struggled bad against Tulane, and then, boy, man, he got himself together, because that's what I love about Ethan. Exactly. Everybody, they all call him Bulldog, and he's earned that because it's more than his physical ability. It's his mental ability. And he ended up with a terrible line due to bad luck, not due to bad pitching.
Boy, and he didn't want to come out of that game. I know they made a big deal out of it. But I got a new nickname for him besides Bulldog. I'm going to steal another wrestling name. He is now the Wild-Eyed Southern Boy. Because, I'm telling you what. You go back.
I saw it, Kyle.
I know. But I've used Stevie. I don't think you've seen that. If somebody's got a screenshot of it, send it to me. You go back and look at that. And we've talked a lot of wrestling tonight out of context, but he looked like a pissed off 1980s baby face. At that very moment.
If I would have seen that look, I would have left him in. I would have been
he was fired up, man. We should have left him. He was fired up. He was ready to go. He was not gonna. He was.
That's when you, like you said, JR said, you leave him in that game. If he's that pumped up about that, you leave him in that game. That's I would have left him in. As a coach, I would have left. Well, I'm not a baseball coach, but I would have left him in.
And then they bring in Weber, and not to pile on him, but they bring him in and he gives up a base. Good
observation, John.
John White says, former pitcher for Gary Overton, one of the best teams in 1990. He said, if Sean Jenkins had any soreness of any type, he would not pitch during the week. He has too much talent to mess with making an injury worse. He is a possible future first rounder.
It's puzzling. I don't get it.
Saving him for midweek games because we have big midweek games. Like, did he throw against Duke? I don't remember.
No, we got to win conference games, and he pitched 2 innings this weekend.
But he did throw against Duke.
2 innings. No, I don't think that's it. And if it is, it shouldn't be. But I wanted to say about Grady Linehan though. Coming home, that was the play. I mean, he hit. Colby was upset with himself, I think, by looking at his facial expression. Yeah. He hit that ball right to the shortstop, and he hit it very hard. And the ball got to the shortstop so fast that he had an easy throw home. I mean, if that ball had taken a hop or was hit a little less, barrel on it, he would have probably been safe. But yeah, he was going on that regardless, and it sucks.
There was a time Tulane just looked like, the greatest group of gold glovers in American, Major League Baseball history at times with their fielding performances. And
the
they
dang
seem to be
shift,
highly
Kyle.
motivated. Huh?
The dang shift.
Yeah.
They figured out where everybody, especially
Yeah.
Grady, the first couple of games. I mean, they just knew, and they were there. One time we beat the shift.
They really, really have a pardon the term, but they really have a hard on for beating us. They
they do.
They have made this game very important every year, and I don't know. Tulane's got a lot of baseball tradition. We need to match that intensity and make this thing a rivalry.
Well, you talk about Tulane. I mean, this was the series that was going to determine for them which way their season was going to go, I think. I mean, if they'd lost 2 out of 3 or whatever, I mean, they're below 500, and things aren't looking good. And now winning 2 out of 3, they've got the momentum, and we're the team that's going to have to pick it up and have a great week now.
Yeah, no, and it's important, and you can get all the momentum back by beating the Wolf Crap on is it Tuesday or Wednesday, guys?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, you beat the crap out the Wolf Crap on Tuesday, and get rolling into the weekend as the Wichita linemen come to town, and see if we can take care of business. 4-0 week. I mean, after it's so frustrating because I feel like we're the much better baseball team than Tulane. I mean, they won 2 out of 3. They won them fair and square, and then they won convincingly today by 3 runs. But again, that's just we're so hot and cold at the bat, and pitching is limited, and it's frustrating you see the potential on this team, and it just how close are we, guys? I heard so we were going to get God help me out, JR.
What?
Our Saturday starter.
Oh, Van Kempen? Gavin Van Kempen?
I guess about a week or so back, he fitted Van Kempen back by mid to late April. Well, we're coming up on mid-April, so maybe we get him back this coming weekend. Maybe I'm speculating based on a week or two old information, but that'd be nice.
My prediction.
Look, it'll probably be late April, not
USF.
You're hearing late April now, Stevie?
I'm not hearing anything. I'm just saying it would, with us looking forward to it so much, it'll probably be late April now.
Yeah. Well, that's the USF series, that will be a great series for him to come back on. Let's see. Yeah, in fact, Kenny, you're exactly right. We have to have 3 in 1 weeks, like every one of them.
Yeah, I know we do, and I'd love a 4-0 week this week. You got to make up the ground in conference play. And
we're at home, and Wichita State's got a 152 RPI. You just can't afford to lose one of those games.
And if you're going to lose one this week, NC State would be the one to lose. But boy, you'd love to go 4-0 this week.
No doubt.
National holiday. It's my birthday. We're not losing on my birthday.
When is your birthday, Dave? Tuesday?
Yeah, NC State game is my birthday.
I'm gonna tell some. We were supposed to go to the NC State ECU game in Kinston for your birthday. When they were going to play that in Kinston the one time, and then it never happened. No, Wilmington. It was Wilmington. Yeah. East Carolina, Wilmington. Was it Wilmington or NC State? Damn it! For your birthday, and then COVID came.
Yep.
Hey, I wanted to follow up on the Gavin Van Kempen thing. When we do get him back, we're going to be a stronger pitching unit than we were when he left, because the young bucks are stepping up. I mean. You got Luke Payne, you got Ethan Rose. Everyone is being put in positions where they weren't used to being in, and they're coming through. And when he comes back, I just feel like we're going to be better than we were, before he went out. And hopefully Grady can come back as well. Grady Linehan leads us in home runs with 7, RBIs with 40. And I mean, it's not even close in RBIs. The next closest guy is Jack Herring with 31. And he's hit our 2 furthest home runs. He hit one 429 versus UAB, and then he hit one 404 versus Wilmington. So he's got the bat, and he's got the fielding skills. We need him back.
How about this?
Is that official, Justin? Because I talked about that. Is that going to be the whole series played in Wilson, or is that going to be split Greenville, Chapel Hill, Wilson? Because Because I thought about that. I wonder if somebody would bid on that series to just host it at one. That Wilson, if you're going to do that, Wilson would be a perfect site for it.
No doubt. In between the two, well, it's closer for ECU than Chapel Hill, but still neutral. He's saying neutral site.
Well, I talked about that. If you guys remember when that series went. So hey, there you go. People are listening. No, probably just coincidental, but hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you did it again, Kyle. You did
so
it again.
Kyle, we'll be able to go.
Surefire thing. If I have an idea, it's a good one, Stevie.
Yeah. So Kyle, we'll be able to go to livers and gizzards after the game.
All right, we're gonna do that anyway. We're all gonna get together and go through a Warbirds game at some point, and whoever wants to come anyway. And we're gonna go to the liver and gizzards tour. We're gonna do it.
Lizards and givers, like Kyle said before.
Givers.
I love the livers, man. They're my favorite.
He said gizzards and lizards.
Yeah, I did. I did the other day. Yes. I also
we'll keep changing it. We'll keep changing it. It's like a different menu every day, or every week for Kyle. But
you could have some livers and gizzards at the snack shack, Dave. Kyle be there.
All right. Yeah.
Well, for the livers, but not the gizzards. Gizzards are like eating fried leather. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So, Stevie, do you like the gizzards? And then Kyle likes
No.
I didn't think you would.
Stevie's a picky eater. He's like a
Kyle
12-year-old
says
girl.
this every week we start talking about food. Kyle, Steve is a picky eater.
He's like a 12-year-old girl. He eats chicken tenders and hey, this is Stevie. Every day, what'd you eat? It's either a burger, a sub, French fries. Burger, sub, French fries. Unless he goes to his mama's house and then it's whatever his mom cooks. So, that's pretty much Stevie's diet.
Yeah, I
eat Fruity Pebbles too.
So Alan,
I don't even know what the hell that was.
Let me go back to
That's
Alan.
not helping your cause, Stevie.
I know.
I don't know if that was serious or if that was supposed to be like a shot. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, so Alan Vick, when you're looking at this team coming up, we've talked about this before with 3-1 weeks, like Kenny said. What about you? How many wins at this point from? So we have 37 games, Johnny. So we have 19 left in the regular season?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right. Alan, I'm gonna put you on the spot. How many do we win? 19 in a row?
That would be nice, but I think minimum at this point, the margin for error is so small. You got to go 14-5 at least.
Johnny, how about you? What's for you?
You mean what do we have to do, or what I think we're going to do?
Both. Just say what.
I don't know. You go to somebody. I'll skip that.
Right.
What we have to do is go 15-4.
Yeah,
because that's what we have to do. Because I said 20-7 the other week, so 15-4 is what we have to do. What do I think we'll do? I have no idea, but 15-4 is what I think we have to do.
If we don't win the conference tournament and close the argument, there are going to be some nervous people come selection day in Greenville. It's going to be tight.
Well, we'll know by then if we have to win.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Yeah. Hey, the state game's not a conference game, but think about it as an RPI booster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, so
yeah. Okay, so Warren Nolan is saying that we're going to be, and they don't know, and they're not normally correct, but they say 36-19-1 is how we'll finish this year, and we'll be an RPI of 37, which is a little less than what we are right now. No, I think we're 38 right now. Yeah, we're 38.
Well, you better do well in the conference tournament at that point.
Yep, you're right.
I don't know that we'd have to win it, but we would need to do well.
We had to go to the championship game.
It depends on what's going on around us. It ain't just depending on what you do.
Right.
It depends on what goes on around you.
Not to mention that new format.
Yeah.
So you got to navigate that.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Finishing the top 2 is the goal, but it's imperative you finish in the top 4. If you don't finish in the top 4, the chances of making the championship game are slim to none with this.
Our good friend Bubba Rosenbaum from the Jungle Tales podcast. No way do we need 15-4, in my opinion.
You don't think so? You think we can get in with less than that? What do you think we can get in, Bubba, as an at-large?
15? It can't be. It's got to be close to 15. No, let's say that. I agree.
I'm curious to know what Bubba thinks we need to do to get in as an at-large.
Hey, Kyle, I didn't give an opinion, but I was leaning towards 15 as well, to be honest with you. I just didn't want to put it out there because I get that they think that I have too high expectations. But I feel like that's where we got to be.
I'll agree with you. Well, y'all haven't said your number. Justin, you're agreeing with Bubba, but what is your numbers? 12 or 13 wins for Justin.
We're dead in the water.
Somebody say something about getting fired up.
Hey, Wildfire's going to Memphis, Stevie. So you know what the hell's going to happen there.
Oh, I saw his reservations.
Well, just think about that. Wildfire in Memphis.
Okay.
Oh, you better watch out. Jared Lalo will be looking for him.
Exactly.
Right. Take 2 out of 3 every series.
What about the midweek performance?
Yeah.
Look, I hope Justin and Bubba are right. I really do. Believe you me.
Yeah.
We can't take 2 out of 3 against Wichita at home, though. That's
and what about Mempho? What if you take 2 out of 3 against Mempho?
There's got to be.
Other teams are losing too, though. So, Kyle, that's another reason I didn't want to give a number because it's crazy. Teams are losing. Look at the top 10 and look at how many top 20.
And maybe that's where Bubba is. Maybe that's what Bubba's.
Yeah, it's not just us. I don't know why it is, but teams are just nobody's consistent this year. Nobody.
Everybody. You think it's
UCLA.
Besides the injury effect, which is our problem, but do you think just the NIL transfer portal thing's now creating a lot of parity in baseball?
All right. John says we need 10 and 12, the 10 and 2 the next 3 weeks. RPI boost. With State, it. South Florida is having issues themselves, may help somewhat. And he also says, go back to JR's at-large statement in previous show and look at Conference USA and Sunbelt at-larges.
Yep. Conference USA. I mean, Missouri State is like 16. Jacksonville State is they're 29. They have 29 wins. They're 26. Liberty's 23. I mean, those are 3 teams that are going to. Only one of them's going to win the conference. So,
Conference USA
good
strong
point, John.
this year. Yeah. Weird. I didn't know Conference USA was so damn strong.
Yeah, and Dallas Baptist, who's in their last year, is not even. I mean, they're 11-4 in conference, but their RPI is 71. So, and Louisiana Tech's good too.
They're Pac-12 bound, and a lot of DBUs hit it to the Pac-12. La Tech hit it to the Sun Belt.
Yep.
Justin Butt says sweep of Memphis. Wildfire said will be good in Wichita, but the way the conference is 2 out of 3, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think what Kyle, what we're all saying is this. Like Alan said earlier, to give him credit, you don't want to be waiting on selection show on Memorial Day Monday. And are we in? We usually know that we're in as to whether we're hosting or not, or who are the other teams if we are hosting, or if we're in, but we were having to go somewhere. Who are the other teams? What regional are we going to be in?
I don't think we got to worry about hosting unless we just get on fire and win out.
No. I'm not. I'm past that point. I'm talking about just the fact that I'm talking about.
He's talking about it years past.
We already know.
I understand. I know. I was making a statement.
Yep. It's going to be depending upon what happens in the conference tournament. There's going to be a lot of teams, not just ECU. This year probably the margin is so razor thin. There's going to be a lot of nervous people in a lot of spots Memorial Day about noon.
No doubt.
They're going to be some good baseball teams left out.
And let's make sure that we're not one of them.
Yep, and only we can prevent forest fires, Smokey Bear, and we gotta get going. I mean, we talk about it every time we're here. We won 6 out of 8, 7 out of 9, whatever it is, and that's not bad. But now, the rubber meets the road here. Seriously, we have no margin for error now at all.
This is a crucial. April obviously is a crucial month because it's setting us up nicely for the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament. And I will say this: by the way, I was talking to you guys earlier, but I have to give credit where credit's due. For one thing, for Tulane, their announcers were some of the best we've had in a long time for their crew. I know.
Yeah, their ESPN Plus crew was good. The play-by-play guy was really good, and the analyst was had a nice little Cajun tone to his voice. I want to hear their analyst and Coach O do a game together.
That would be awesome because he was saying out also.
Yeah, he did. They both out. Yeah,
around the boat. Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
But I want to give them credit.
I was going to say his father was born and raised in New Orleans, and so was he. And his father was I think 22 or 24 years he was the coach of Tulane, and they went to 7 regional super regionals during his time. So he comes from and he played baseball at Tulane. He was an infielder, and then he coached himself, so he knows what he's talking about, and he's got an interesting way of looking at things, and he's kind of down home and folksy. I liked him. Very good.
Yeah, I did too.
It's most of the time you have the broadcast is not quality, or the announcers are so much homers that it's just like you want to throw something at the TV. But I have to give them credit where credit's due on that.
Great production, great video production by the folks at Tulane too.
Yeah, I was going to say they mentioned the play-by-play guy, and I'll look up his name. He made a stat today that we've made, which is true, 9 out of 10 regionals. And Coach Godwin, I'm not knocking that. But our fan base and Coach Godwin doesn't want to get to a regional. We've been there, done that, not to super regional. We want Omaha. And so my thing is, when I hear that stat, it's great, but I'm tired of hearing about that. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't be, though, Dave. You shouldn't be. He's the only manager or coach. It's college. He's the only college coach that has gone to a regional 7 consecutive years in the past 7 years. Nobody else has done it. It's hard to do. I think we're spoiled. It's hard to get to a regional. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm not knocking. It's a great step. I'm not knocking. What I'm saying,
Omaha's going to happen when we don't expect it. So maybe it's this year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm just simply saying that I'm not knocking that. It's great, and it is great to have that. All I'm saying is, we are trying. In other words, if we were a program that had been down and out and we hadn't made it a regional in many years, then it's kind of like with Kyle when we were starting the podcast in our first football season. We have Scotty Moe, and we were, we're going to make a bowl game. We're going to make a bowl game. Well, at that time, a bowl game looked so far away, right? And we finally got to a bowl game, and now we're looking at conference championships. We can win conference championships with baseball, regular season, and the tournament. And we have the ability to, in the past, to host regional, super regional. I'm just simply saying I know what they're saying. I'm just saying our prize is more than the regional. Yeah. Ours is on super regional and beyond.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. I came a little too strong at you there. I apologize. I did. But I'm happy that people are telling everybody that may not know that what we've accomplished the last 7 years. There might be people that don't know it now, so sing our praises. I don't mind.
Dang, JR, been saying that for a year, how long myself, that we're going to go with it. Like,
I might have heard it from you, Justin.
I think everybody's been saying we're going to go when we least expect it. I kind of doubt that, because when I would least expect it is when we're not in the NCAA tournament. So I don't think we're going to go then. But what
if that ever happens,
what will probably happen, I think, is what most people are saying. It's going to be when we're going to, it's going to be like when we almost went when we lost the Supers in Lubbock. It's going to be one of those years where we're not hosting and we get in as a 2 or a 3 and we make it in. I think that's what, because I think that's what everybody says, because in 22 we had it done at home against Texas. So I think that's what everybody says. We're going to go when we least expect it. Well, no, most likely we're going to go when we have a really damn good baseball team. So
Travis Watkins doesn't hit that walk-off, then we wouldn't have gone to Lubbock. I mean, I know that was
that was a magical moment. I mean, that whole. So if you get hot like that, Cliff teams, that's one thing about Cliff teams. They will get hot, and we just got to catch fire one time at the right time and keep it rolling through the Supers, and that'll happen at some point. I certainly haven't given up hope at all. And in terms of them pointing out about how many regionals we've been to under Cliff, no, the goal is Omaha. But making that many regionals, it isn't the Cliff Godwin thing. This is happening, when Billy Godwin was here, when Randy Mazey was here, going all the way back to Coach Overton and certainly Coach LeClair, there's a reason we've been to the most NCAA tournaments, the most regionals, without making it to Omaha. I mean, it's at this point, it's become a thing, and one day we will make it. It's a dubious statistic. It's certainly something to be proud of to go to that many regionals. It certainly is something to be proud of. But yeah, the goal is Omaha. But you can't get to Omaha if you don't make it to the regionals.
Well, going back to what Dave said about making the regionals is good, and that is hard to do. But do we want to become so complacent that we made the regionals? We can't be satisfied with that every year. I mean, it is a hard thing to do. It's kind of like I compare it. I mean, everybody knows I'm a big Steelers fan, and one of the things that got celebrated for 18 years was Mike Tomlin never had a losing record. Well, yeah, but he never won a play. He didn't want a playoff game for the last 8 or 9 years either. So after a while, when you don't make that next step, some people, and I'm not saying I am or anything like that, but I know some people may be like, well, if you don't take that next step and get there, it just becomes like, all right, what are we doing here? We're not moving forward.
Kind of like when the Steelers don't get to the Super Bowl.
Well, when they do, JR, not just the Super Bowl, but they haven't won a playoff game in
well, that's true.
In the last 7 appearances. That's what I was talking about. Everybody made a big deal every year about Tomlin. Oh, when he got to the 9th game, he's got another season where he didn't lose. He had a winning season. But if you don't win, but 9 or 10 games, don't win a playoff game, that's after a while, it gets old.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying by any means that Cliff Godwin's it's getting old there. No, I'm just saying I can understand what some people, what Dave's point was about just making the regionals.
Yeah,
the goal is to move beyond that and go to Omaha. That's always the goal. I mean, we're not satisfied with just making the regionals. No.
Right. Exactly.
We've been knocking on that door for a long time, and if we continue to win, I mean, it's not a cliche. One day we're going to kick, like Bum Phillips said, we're going to kick that door down. I mean, it has to happen.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
Well, it's in our intro. We're going to get Coach LeClair. We're going to get to Omaha. I can promise you that. Yeah. I mean, it's
it's going to happen. I mean, there's no way. It's one of the great anomalies in sports statistics. If you really think about it.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
It's just, I mean, there's really no rhyme nor reason as to why we haven't been to Omaha. It's just, but it's coming. There's no way we can have this much success for this long a period of time and not get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like, and Johnny, I'm sorry if thank you, Stevie. You made the point better than I did. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not a big deal to make a regional.
I know, Dave. I know that.
Allen got mad and left.
We've got to. I'm just saying that for us, that these losses hurt. It hurts the coaches and players way more than it hurts us because they're doing it every single day. And I believe that look at our last year. We had to win the tournament. Maybe we have to do that again, or at least make the finals. I don't know what it will take. But if we make it to the finals of the tournament, then more than likely we'll be close to what Kyle's talking about. I'll have to do that. You guys, if y'all have already counted up the wins, what that would take. But 12 to 15 wins would be fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. It's going to depend on what happens around us and RPI and all that good stuff. But we're kind of beating the dead horse here on a number of things, but we, there's a lot of baseball left to be played. Season's not over yet, and whatever other cliches you can think of.
Yeah. I'll close it by saying this. I don't know if you all have ever followed a game on ESPN, and they'll give you the probability of Team A winning, the game. Okay. So I have to think game 2 at Texas Tech and game 2 at versus Texas in Greenville, we were up in the 80s. That would have done it for us, and neither game worked out in our favor. And then Vanderbilt, we just got screwed. Terrible. Yeah, we did. So I mean, we did come close, and I know that doesn't count, but we'll get there.
Man, in 2022, we were those two teams. We were hot as a firecracker, and guess what? We've been there a lot, and with I think the interesting thing will be the health of this team in a few weeks. Like by the end of April, early May, where do we stand there? We talked about earlier in the show, but that's going to play a big difference. And Johnny, I think you're right when you were talking about the pitching staff is better because we have freshmen that have gotten way more experience than they would if GVC and obviously Weber were if they were healthy, they wouldn't have got the experience.
Yeah, no, it's going to help us in the long run, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
and next season as well.
Yeah, I understand what people are saying because the weeks are running out, and we talked about it's 19 earlier in the game. Earlier in the show, 19 games left. But as far as one of the things I was going to ask you guys about, and I know the first one we already talked about Linehan. How much of a factor was base running today in today's game?
Well, I mean, there was a few, obviously the Linehan play. There's a couple other things come to mind. I'll say because of that Linehan play, but not just the base running itself, the injury. I think that was a big factor. We lost all momentum after that.
I agree.
We were on fire, and when he, like when I saw the play live, I was like, oh my gosh, the shortstop has it. But Linehan's a fast dude. And he came, like Johnny said, when I saw that with Wallace too, Johnny, he looked upset. Like if I had just hit it slower, just a little bit slower, he's safe. When we talk about football being the game of inches, look at that today. If he hits that ball a little bit slower, I know what is it you always say, Kyle?
If and buts were fruits and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but that was a killer.
Oh, it happened again in the 6th inning. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it was Colby Wallace again, and I mean he didn't do anything wrong, but he hit the ball to the shortstop like he did when Grady tried to score. This time Sabater tried to score, and he was thrown out at the plate. It was close, but we just didn't. That's another time that it would have been a momentum changer, but it didn't happen.
Those are the kinds of things that have bitten us in New Orleans for forever. I mean, we don't get the breaks when we go there for whatever reason. I mean, there's no logical explanation for some of the stuff.
Voodoo.
But the shift was an issue too. I mean, I know it's overstated and people are like, oh, the shift. But it made us on Friday hit into 3 double plays when Braden Burris and Jeff Sabater, when they hit into a double play, then that the ball got to the fielder quickly because both of them are extremely difficult to double up at first base, but both of them got doubled up, and because the fielders were like in perfect position so many times, it was a big factor, and hope we don't see that again.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, losing 2 runs at the plate that's a killer. You're not going to win baseball games doing that.
Something we haven't talked about is, I mean, they were not horrible, but the bullpen was not good. I don't think overall. For the week.
Not tremendous. I mean, in college baseball, particularly this year, what do we give up today? 6 runs? How many runs do we end up giving up?
Yeah, we give up 6.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but in college baseball, with Tulane's Sunday situation like ours, you should be able to we should be able to handle 6 runs. I mean, 6 runs is not insurmountable. Tulane, is kind of everybody's in the same situation on Sunday this year.
Yeah, and Tulane's bullpen overall performed pretty well.
Yeah, their bullpen is good. It's their starters that are the problem.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said, Kyle. And I think the issue was just like UTSA. I mean, we're having pitchers coming in with 5, 6, 7, 8 ERAs, and they're just shutting us down. It's like they're pitching the game of their life against us. And then they'll probably start sucking again next week. But, that doesn't help us out.
Yeah, the guy that came in and closed it out, for Tulane today. And then they had an injury. Was it Stevenson last Saturday night? That was hard to watch.
Terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, it happens. It's it sucks that they've been Tulane's. They're over 500. They've been hit with injuries, and as always, when Tulane gets to Clearwater, no matter what the situation, they're always dangerous. They always play well in Clearwater for whatever reason. So.
Yeah, that was Bo Sampson. He only threw 4 pitches, and it was his elbow, right? UCL.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was tough to watch for sure.
Yeah, my heart broke for him because everybody knew it immediately. I mean, you knew it. You knew something major had happened.
Yeah,
no question about it. So, guys, with this weekend, do you want to move on and talk a little bit about NC State, or move on and talk about? Are you done talking about the weekend?
I don't think there's much more bases to cover. Do we want to give our pitcher of the week, player of the week?
Yeah. Thank you for. Hold on one second. All right. Give me 1 second.
Dum 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 dum.
Almost there. Hang on.
Bow.
Ferris Bueller.
Guys, I think there's no question. Johnny, guys, who are we going for a player of the week? I know who I'm picking. What Kyle said earlier.
I'll let you pick it.
Michael Clenich.
That guy.
Yeah, him.
Clenich. Backup catcher Clenich, now our DH. Hope his bat stays that hot. He's got some power. So great weekend for him, and I'd leave him in that DH spot for the time being.
Yeah,
I agree.
Pitcher of the week, who you got?
Norby. I'm gonna give it to Norby. I mean, he pitched. He started off slow. This is y'all go ahead with who y'all think, but I don't blame Norby for what happened late in that game, and we won it. It was his start, and just that determined look on the mound. I give it to Norby. What do y'all think?
I don't have an issue with Norby getting it. Honestly, I don't. I would just say that I was going to give it to Luke Payne just because he went 5 full innings and didn't give up any earned runs. He got the loss. He was a losing pitcher, but I mean, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he pitched well for 5 full. But we lost that game. We won the game. Norby pitched, and we won it because of him. So I have no issue with that, Kyle. I'll give an honorary mention to Luke Payne, though.
I was going to say that's definitely Luke Payne. That's why you feel bad as someone that my great uncle was a pitcher. He lost a lot of 1-run games, and it's because you don't have the bats. It doesn't matter how great a pitcher you are, meaning that we do have the bats. They just need to be hot. And by the way, Johnny, how's our stat that you have, your stat of how we start out with the first 3 innings scoring?
Remind me which stat that was. What did
we score when we score the first 3 innings? Our record is very good. When we don't score in the first 3 innings, our record is really bad.
Yeah, I'm sure it took a hit. That took a hit this weekend because we did score when we lost. I mean, we did.
Yeah.
So I might have to. Yeah, that one is going to be less impressive after this weekend.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'd rather for it be for our team. I'd rather for it be less impressive because that means hopefully we're getting better.
And there were some other teams in the conference that had really bad weekends. Look at Charlotte. Charlotte has fallen off a cliff. No pun intended.
UAB had a rough weekend. Wichita State held UAB to 7 earned runs in 28 innings. That's a 2.11 ERA.
I will probably get red hot Wichita State with their
yeah, thank you, Kyle.
But not only that, we need to have, by the way,
in with the spirit of Glenn Campbell.
Saturday is our spring game for football. So we need a lot of people to show up Saturday afternoon for that ball game and walk over the parking lot to the baseball stadium.
You mean the Great Pirate Purple and Gold Pigskin Pig Out Party, the biggest event in the East?
Yes, sir.
At least that's what it used to be.
We're having, by the way, Alan, we're having elephants. We're having a bikini contest.
Wet T-shirt contest. I'm participating.
Let's play Chase Great guys are going to be there from Miller.
All right.
We're going to have the Temptations and Four Tops. We're going to be doing a concert. I mean,
is there any way you could get Slim Whitman and Zamfir to come by?
Slim Whitman.
We're gonna get in that time machine and go back in time, baby.
That's right.
Just simpler times back when we had.
But that's a great point, Kyle. We talked about that, I guess, Wednesday night after Corey. I used to the Purple Gold Pigskin Pig Out Party was an event.
Great Pirate Purple Gold Pigskin Pig Out Party.
Yes,
man, that thing was advertised. You couldn't get away from it. Here comes Dick Butkus and Too Tall Jones and whoever else. I just is it me or do they just not? They don't publicize that like they used to.
No, it ain't just you. It ain't just you. We don't really. We are not a promotion machine. That is for sure.
I used to. My dad would go with somebody and help cook a pig the night before. We would stay, there and watch the game, and it was the biggest deal in Eastern North Carolina in the spring for quite a while.
And they had, hey Alan, you remember they had even carnival rides for the kids?
Yeah. They did that through the early 2000s.
Yep.
They keep. Those are the kinds of things that I'll just say this. I appreciate. I'll just say this the way I'm going to say it. I appreciate the fact that Gilbert is good with money. I appreciate that immensely. It beats the previous athletic director before him. But we are a business, and you hear that all the time. We're a business. Well, you got to spend money to make money. And I'm not talking about giving away the family farm like we had previously, but there needs to be a happy medium somewhere that this event is kind of like, when you're in retail and you go Black Friday. The spring game is coming up every single year.
Well, I'm not a fan of spring games at all, and so to me, creating an event around it is a smart way to get people to come out. This year in particular, there are so many new pieces to the puzzles. There's reason to go just to see these kids, and I would be promoting that aspect of it. Come see Garcia for the first time. Come see Griffiths for the first time.
Garcia.
The quarterback, whatever his damn name is. Emory Williams, yes. Come see Emory Williams.
You like that tour. And we got another Garcia that
it's quite possible. I guarantee you it won't work though. Come see Emory Williams and Griffiths for the first time. Come see this the North Texas offense I don't guess we should call it that now. You get the point. But what are we going to see? We're not going to see. They're not going to show much of that offense. Why would they?
That's the whole point, though. Is that by the way, Justin has invited all of us to be in his suite so we can hang out with him. But the problem is that it's come to a fact now that the spring game is now just a practice. And if you didn't have baseball, what drawing card do you have other than baseball? And they get mad when you say that. But if it were me,
who gets mad when you say that?
I'm just saying that there's nothing outside of baseball. What is there to do?
Nothing. I mean, they don't do it. They don't create anything around the spring game.
They used to broadcast the spring game on the radio.
Oh, I know. I remember.
And that was a I mean, that was something you look forward to. You get your first glimpse of your brand new team, and that again, I don't know why it's. I know why it's become less of a thing. And
what I would probably do, this year I think it would be easy and wouldn't even take a lot of effort. You won't. I'd like to see carnival rides and bands and all that kind of stuff. But this year, I would promote the hell out of coming out and seeing that we've got this many new players from the portal. We got 2 new quarterbacks. Let's do a Meet the Pirates. We didn't even have Meet the Pirates this past year.
Exactly.
Let's do Meet the Pirates incorporated with the spring game.
Yeah.
There's what? By the way, what happened to Meet the Pirates? Why did that go away?
Mike Houston.
Well, he's gone. Let's incorporate Meet the Pirates with the spring game. I mean, particularly right now with the portal thing, getting to see these kids for the first time, getting to know them, getting to meet them. They need to get initiated. Not initiated. They need to get initiated. They need to get to know Pirate Nation just as much as we need to get to know them.
Yeah, that was a great family event. The Meet the Pirates was bring the kids out and they give away stuff and get pictures and autographs.
Incorporate it with the spring game.
Kids loved it. Loved it.
Does anybody know the reason why they stopped it?
Last year was the first. You said Mike Houston, Dave. Last year was the first year I remember us not having it.
I thought it was.
I don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought we had it under Houston a couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know. I say
Houston era, but maybe I'm wrong.
I say if I can't imagine Blake being. I don't want to do this Meet the Pirates crap. That doesn't seem like him. But
hey, and
do you think it's got anything to do with NIL?
I don't know, but I will tell you this. I was getting ready to say.
I just thought of that.
If it were me, I mean, why not have guys taking pictures and if you can do it and $10 a picture, $20 a picture, whatever.
Oh, hell no.
You think, Kyle, you talking about the NIL, you think the players might think they need to get paid to make
that's what Dave was just saying, $10 a picture, something like that. That's what I was talking about. But hell no, I pay you enough, by giving. I'm not going to go pay you to get my picture taken with you.
No. And how do they stop it? Anybody can take a cell phone out and snap a.
Well, take it with them.
Yeah, still, you walk by and take a selfie. Yeah.
But I don't know. That probably isn't the case. I don't know, but I say incorporate it with the spring game. How about we?
You could have you could also have.
Yeah, that would be the perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Also, you have that concert. Where we have the new tailgate plaza. You could have people tailgating. You charge them for that meal. You have a really good band, and you could even have. And Kyle, we were talking about. You can even have a band in Williams Arena that night, or you could have a huge concert after the spring game, like that night, 8:00. That would be hard logistically, but whatever you have to do to, have fun and have people there, and then just that's the thing, make it an event, make it exciting. There's people want to be.
Well, I use the next weekend, and I'm not a fan of Parmalee's current music. I think it's garbage, but the next weekend, Parmalee is going to be in Farmville at the Dogwood Festival, $25 a ticket. Why not do that for the spring game weekend? Now, somebody told me recently, and somebody get this Parmalee, hey, clip this, that they were talked to about doing a yearly fundraising concert for ECU with athletics and turned it down. Now, I was told that. I don't know if it's true. I'd like to find out if it's true or not. At one point they had a great relationship with the school, so I don't know if something happened there or if it's just bad information. But if that's something that we pitched them and they turned down, then screw them. But something tells me that that's not 100% accurate. And if it is, if it is accurate 100%, then I hate to hear that.
I don't. Yeah, that doesn't sound like you said 100% correct. I don't know what it could be, a scheduling issue. Who knows? But they used to do a show locally in their area, like here in our area in Martin County, and they're not allowed. They were doing like a free concert, where people can come over, kind of like a private party kind of thing. And their record label made them they can't do that anymore, as long as they're under contract with that record label. I don't know if the record label. I'm not trying to speculate. I have no idea. But
I don't know. There's nothing worse than music than major labels. I hate major labels.
But Anyway, I did have. Did you guys see what Justin sent us about the brawl with UTSA and USF yesterday?
Saw that.
Eight players and coaches were ejected. So, for example, UTSA has a game with. It'll come to me in a minute on Tuesday night, and they literally, it's pretty sad because. They're going to be missing. I guess those guys won't be able to coach or play for one game.
Is it obviously it's a midweek non-conference
Baylor game? Yeah, Baylor is who they're playing on Tuesday night. But
sucks for them, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, you got to know how to behave yourself and control your emotions and whatever. I mean, when you act like a jackass, it has consequences on both sides. I mean, I didn't see what started it, but really, you got to take that into consideration as a team. You got to say, hey, is this worth, going out and losing 7 or 8 players, over whatever happened? You got to be able to control yourself.
Well, your adrenaline gets pumping, and you're in your 20s. I mean, it's
yeah, but still, you got to, especially you getting paid now.
What in the world?
Yeah, you're getting paid now too. I mean, that's another thing. You're getting paid, and you're gonna have to sit. So are they gonna deduct that money from their
oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Whatever,
Probably not.
Yeah, because that's certainly in most industries. If you don't perform, you don't get paid or whatever. But I get it. The emotions happen. They're young. There's a lot of testosterone going on.
I'm like you, Alan. You got to think about. I know your adrenaline gets pumping and everything, but after it's over with and the adrenaline's gone down, you think about how stupid you were because you just cost not just you, but you cost your team. You put your team in a bad situation.
Yep, just like in basketball when you leave the bench. It's the same thing.
Football now too. You leave the bench for football, you're same thing. I found that out.
Self-control, man. Got to be able to have a little bit of self-control.
Sheena Easton.
Yeah. No, that was Laura Brannigan.
That's Laura Brannigan.
Laura Brannigan, baby.
Oh my God! I know. I love that song. I knew that. God Almighty.
Yeah, Dave. I can't look at you right now.
Disappointed, Dave. Get off the screen.
Anyway, I love that song from 1984. Anyway, definitely.
What the hell song are y'all talking about?
Self-Control by Laura.
You ain't gonna know who Laura Brannigan is, Kyle.
That's because I have taste.
Wait a minute here.
Don't make
You've heard that song, Gloria, right?
Yeah. Which was not my favorite Laura Brannigan song, but she was a great singer. Had a great voice.
She had a heck of a voice.
Great voice, yeah.
JR, do you know what the hell they're talking about?
Vaguely. Laura Brannigan. Gloria.
Yeah.
What else did you do, Alan? What else did she do, Alan? I'm not sure.
She did How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?
That's Trisha Yearwood.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah, and how am I supposed to live?
That's How Do I Live.
How Do I Live?
Okay. All right.
How Am I Supposed to Live Without You was originally a Michael Bolton record, and Laura Brannigan.
God Almighty.
And, he wrote it.
JR.
Kyle, can somebody please clip Kyle singing
Michael Bolton record. JR, you listen to any Blackberry Smoke lately?
Absolutely.
That is Christ.
I listened to some yesterday.
Hey,
what'd you listen to, Stevie?
As long as it's not
Ward Davis. Blackberry Smoke, Waiting for the Thunder.
Well, there you go. As long as it's not Ward, you would believe me. Ward Davis could write a song.
Hold on. I gotta pour myself a shot.
I didn't mention him. Dave did, but you talking about one of the greatest songwriters in modern country music.
I've heard it. Sent it to me like 2 years ago.
How did that Paul Coffin guy?
Screw you, Stevie. Hey, Stevie, what's Rascal Flatts doing these days?
They're on the farewell tour.
Well, they cannot soon enough.
Can't get done.
That is 20 years too late. What the hell that is?
Hey, I was gonna mention this to Corey, but we just didn't have enough time, and I didn't want to go to music with him.
I wonder if Corey like Rascal Flatts.
The New Orleans Jazz Heritage Festival is coming up, and listen to this lineup. Okay, you got David Byrne, Stevie Nicks, the Eagles, Rod Stewart, Tyler Childers, Kings of Leon.
Ain't none of that jazz.
No, it's not. Hey, no, Kyle. Nobody would come if it was just jazz. They've been doing this for like 50 years, and it's national. The Eagles.
Glenn Fry's dead. What do you? Who's
the same Eagles that are getting $700 a ticket right now.
Yeah.
So you got Joe Walsh and
at their shows.
Timothy B. Schmidt,
Don Henley.
Yep.
Henley. I love him.
Oh, I didn't know Rod Stewart was still performing.
Hey, I saw
like
Rod
Henley's
Stewart.
solo
I saw
stuff.
Rod Stewart last July, and truthfully, really, seriously, he's 80 years old, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, and Tyler Childers, David Byrne, the Black
there
Keys,
for Tyler Childers.
Tedeschi Trucks Band, Widespread Panic,
Wow.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Jason Isbell, who I really like, Alabama Shakes are great, the Isley Brothers, Herbie Hancock, Ziggy Marley. Wow, they're going way back.
How long does this thing last?
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
6 months.
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's 8. It's 8 days.
I'll go for Tyler Childers and the Eagles.
But pretty good.
Vince Gill was.
And I sent Kyle a list of their vendors and what they're serving up. It's
you did.
Some interesting victuals there.
All right, speaking of interesting victuals, perfect segue. So tonight, Jessica asked me. We were having dinner and she made quesadillas and corn on the cob. Oh. And so she asked me, she cooked the corn on the cob, just boiled it in water, with butter in it. And she asked me, so this is my question for you guys. Dave's gone. He'll have to come back after this question. And I think everybody's going to have the same answer. If you had to drink corn water or hot dog water, which one would you drink?
Corn water.
Corn water.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, nobody's going to say hot dog water. Like, it's not even a good question because, corn water doesn't even gross me out. I'm not going to ask for it, but it ain't
hot dog water. Was she thinking about Limp Biscuit or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. She was just thinking about boiled water. But who the hell would choose to drink hot dog water over corn water? Nobody.
Plus, corn's got a lot of sugar in it, so it'll be sweeter.
It doesn't even sound bad. I mean,
and it doesn't have a film, floating on top.
Yeah. It's like, there you go. Corn water wins all the way around.
Not hot dog water for sure.
Right,
although hot dog water would be a great name for a band,
It was an album. Water. It was a Limp Bizkit album.
It's gonna be a Limp Bizkit tribute band. Is what it's gonna be.
Oh, was it?
It probably already is.
It probably is. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, then that was a dumb
comment. It's not that I know of, JR, but I wouldn't doubt if it was.
Hey, talking music Saturday night. Just because I'm friends with these guys, shameless plug. The 50th anniversary of the Super Grit Cowboy Band is this year.
Oh,
and they're going to get all of the original members together except for
Don
one.
Cox going to be there.
Don's going to be there. Curtis Wright's going to be there. That's happening at the Shad Festival Saturday night.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That is actually. I'll be at Tracy Bird Saturday night.
Yeah,
I will not be there.
Well, what time does Tracy start?
7:00.
Okay. Yeah, well, Grit may not even take the stage until 9. But anyway.
Well, Tracy probably won't either. I mean, they got opening acts. The concert starts at 7.
All right, I got
you. What they should have done is had Super Grit play that with Tracy Bird and Colt Ford. Well, how about we just replace Colt Ford with Super Grit and I'll be good.
Yeah, well, it's going to be. I mean, it's cool because obviously 50 years there. This is a big. I'm really looking forward to.
No, that is cool. That is cool. If I didn't have tickets for Tracy Bird, I would totally be there.
Yeah, Clyde Maddox has been a friend for a long time, and Mike Kinsey, 13, has been a friend for a long time. I'm really looking forward to it.
I saw Super Grit. Go ahead, Stevie.
No, go ahead, Kyle.
I saw Super Grit and Silver Wings. You remember those guys, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
Together at the Shad Festival back in 2003, maybe.
Yeah, people don't remember. People don't remember. Super Grit had 5 nationally charted hits from 1981 to 1983. There were and the biggest hit got to number 49 nationally. She Is the Woman.
Yep, I do know that.
So that means they got some national. They played with everybody who was anybody in country music,
Carolina by the Sea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't know me by now, Carolina by the Sea, Semi-Diesel Blues.
I brought the shoes.
I bought the shoes. Who actually that was recorded by several different people. Curtis Wright, has written several #1 songs for other artists. And he was an original member of Super Grit. And then Don had All Over Town, in '94.
It's all over town. She's over.
Super Grit just put an album out.
Yeah, well, no, they just put they put all their albums on digital. Made all their albums available digitally.
Stevie, that would be. I was just thinking about you, Stevie. That would be a great get to have for your podcast.
Yeah, it probably would be.
They got a lot of. And speaking of Don, he's a really good guy, and I back in that time when Kyle talks about '90s country being hot, it was so hot. I thought for sure Don was gonna, like, when I say make it, I'm talking about like a local guy. And
the problem was at that time, not as much now, as much as they controlled the mainstream. Major labels at that time and radio play was y'all were in the industry. If you weren't on a major label, you didn't get radio play. And while All Over Town got a lot of play here, it might have hit number 40 on the national chart.
I think it was 53.
Yeah, he was on SOR Records, Step One Records, which was an independent label.
Yep.
A big independent label, but it was still an independent label.
Yep.
And unfortunately, at that time, if you weren't on a major label, you weren't going to make it. Not in mainstream country. I mean, you had some bands, that during that time, like oddly enough, me and Alan talked about Jason and the Screechers. They came out in that time, and they never were trying to make it in mainstream country. But at that time, if you were trying to make that mainstream country sound and you weren't on a major label, mid-'90s, you were screwed.
Yeah, Step One had Clinton Gregory, who had a couple of pretty good
Play, Ruby, play.
Yeah.
I like the way you do it.
Step One was on his last legs when Don got there, and the guy's name was Ray Pennington, and there's great stories about how it folded.
All right, trivia question for you, Alan.
Okay.
All right, so you mentioned Clinton Gregory and Step One Records and Play, Ruby, play, and Master of Illusions, a few other great Clinton Gregory
songs. Which is a great song. That's my favorite Clinton Gregory.
Master of Illusions, great song. Great fiddle player.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned Don Cox was on SOR. I'm going to give you a trivia question. There was a band that charted a couple know had kind of a pop country sound, mid-'90s, that was on SOR Records. Can you tell me who I'm thinking of?
I know you're not thinking about the Giesenslaws.
No, very pop country sound.
Good. Where did that name come from?
The Giesenslaw brothers, man, look them up. They did the
very, very pop country sound. They were on SOR. Charted a couple songs. Would have been big if they were on a major label.
Western Flyer.
You got it.
Oh,
you very good.
What
very
do I
good,
do?
Alan.
What
me and Alan have got to do. Somebody one night during the summer, we're gonna get up here and maybe Dave. I don't know if I trust Dave. He'll help Alan.
Wow.
Stevie, I don't know if Dave would.
Well, how about this? Why don't we have
We'll get JR. We'll get JR.
All right.
To play their '90s country record. Well, that's even better. That's even better. He could just look it up. '90s country.
Let's do that.
And I can throw in some wild cards of my own.
No, just '90s country. Only '90s country.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Me and Alan.
TSO music bingo. We'll do it in the summertime.
And we can only play like 10 seconds of the song, and then we don't get bumped off.
No. 10 seconds. No, sir. 3 to 5 seconds.
I like that better, Kyle.
If you can't get 3 to 5
10's
seconds,
too much.
Yep.
I can name that.
If you can't get a song in 10 seconds, holy shit! I mean,
okay.
I'm going to start my studying tonight after we end the show. I'm going to start. We got to do it.
I'm ready.
I looked up the Giesenslaws, and Christmas. They got a Christmas song called "Randolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer."
The big song for the Giesenslaws in the early '90s, and this was a song title that got a lot of airplay around here. It was called "Help, I'm White and I Can't Get Down."
Help, I'm white and I can't get down.
Yeah.
I need some help making through the town.
Yeah.
Looking to see if it's in here.
Help, I'm white and I can't get down.
And they did a lot of the parody. They were like, I'm my own grandpa. type stuff.
So Help I'm White, I Can't Get Enough, for anybody who ain't never heard it. It would start off as like hip hop rap, and they would say whatever the hell they were saying, and then it would go to like a bluegrass chorus of "Help I'm White, I Can't Get Down."
You wouldn't put the shuck on me.
And
I like the name of this album. I wish I had a job to shove.
Yeah, that was actually a Rodney Lay and Wild West song originally. They were the backup band with Roy Clark. They were on Hee Haw quite a bit back in the early 80s.
I'm going to come up with some odds.
90s country.
Kyle, I'm going to come up with some odds in this Battle of the Goliaths. It's like the Yankees and the Dodgers. I mean, you two, I don't even know who the favorite would be.
Like if we go 80s country, Allen's got me.
No, we're going 90s.
Right.
Kyle's probably
that levels the playing field.
In the 90s, yeah. He's probably.
So you think Kyle's going to be like a minus 140?
It's going to be a pretty close fight, Allen.
You got any prop bets we're going to do out there, JR?
I'm going to come up with some, Stevie.
Let me know.
Over, under, all that stuff. This will be fun. Let's do it.
It will be. Kyle was going to kick my ass.
I don't know about that, dude. I really don't know about that.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I can be bought, Allen.
Johnny's the Wink Martindale of the sport.
No, I can't. No.
Scandal on a Sunday night.
No, it's too good. Can't be corrupted.
Well, I figured JR would be the. I like I said, if I win, then if Stevie's doing it, Allen's going to be Stevie cheated for college. Yeah. If Allen wins, then I'm going to go Dave cheated. If Dave does it, I'm going to be like so. I think JR's the good middle ground.
So you're saying JR is the most trustworthy of the bunch?
No, I'm the one most in the middle.
Most in the middle, exactly. Most in the middle, exactly.
I got you. Yeah. That'll be fun. You let me know when and where, and I'll be there.
All right.
Thank you, Jackson 5.
That was not.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I know it's not country.
Yeah, of all the Jackson 5 songs, and I guess I'm weird, but that's one of my least favorites.
Really?
Of all time. Yep.
I love that song.
It's just, this is one of those I've heard so much that I've had enough. If I never hear Celebration ever again, I'll be fine. If I never hear Sweet Home Alabama again, I'll be fine.
How about play that funky music? No,
I've never. Wild Cherry was a much better band than just. They did a song that was a minor hit in '78 called "Hold On." What a great song! They also did a Beach record that got a lot of airplay called "1, 2, 3 Kind of Love." Both of them were much better records and play that funky music.
Was Donnie Iris in that band or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, guys. Do you have anything before we get out of here? Any kind of? By the way, I did want to mention this Saturday before we get out of here. This Saturday we have a really big event at the Ronald McDonald House for the Alumni Association. We're actually days of service. Would love to have folks 11 to 2. And just hit me up if you're interested in that, and I'll get you the information. And then on the 25th, Alan Vick, before he has to go down to Carteret to the Speedway, he's going to be signing autographs at our tailgate. It's only $6 a person, and we'll have a lot of food for you and some beverages. And then we have jungle tickets for only $4. So to get in, so a total of $10 a person. But we need that place rocking the next 2 weekends. We'll take one at a time with Wichita State, obviously State on a Tuesday night, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Wichita. But we've got we're going to have the next couple weeks is going to be huge for us as far as the home games and their conference games.
Dave, the Alumni Association is not going to be there for Wichita, are they? You're doing your tailgate thing for USF, right?
Yeah, USF. Okay. We're going to actually be right beside the guys, Josh Thomas and
Brian
Dilday and Josh O'Neill. Those guys, we're going to have 2 spots right beside them. So it's going to be in the premium lot. So come by and see us, but we would love to have you. And like I said,
hold on a minute. You're not going to be right next to them, though. You can't be. That would be horrible. Are you going to be right next to them?
That would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
No, that wouldn't be good because that lot is Tiffany's, and she's the Jello shot girl. So she prepares all of the Jello shots and put some cheese.
Why
So
would
you
that
must be like,
horrible?
because we wouldn't have Jello shots, which
That's
I
what
really.
Kyle and I need to do. We need to have our battle, and every time we miss a question, we have to take a shot.
No,
a Jello shot.
Well, maybe we could do a contest out there, a trivia contest, and maybe JR probably missed it on purpose, but a trivia contest, and you have to drink a shot if you miss it, or make it, whichever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll call the Speedway and tell them I've had something come up.
No, I don't normally really partake too much in the Jello shots, but some of the players' girlfriends come by there, and she makes them strong. She doesn't cheat you. You get a good, yeah.
By the way, we had a kind of a soft open at Carteret Speedway back last night, yesterday afternoon, and I'm just going to tell you guys, I was amazed. We had there was a crowd and a half there. We had a bunch of folks.
Nice.
I mean, it was. I couldn't believe how many people were there, considering it was basically just to knock the rust off, a couple races and some other things, and I was amazed at how many people we had there.
That was yesterday, Alan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alan,
the actual season starts on the 25th.
Alan, I'm surprised you haven't talked about the Kyle from LaGrange Barber Appreciation Night on Saturday, May 30th. You haven't been promoting that. I know.
Well, the guy that's doing the Confederate Railroad was not there. I was going to ask some questions and get some answers for Kyle.
I got the answers. It's on the Carteret County Speedway website.
Okay. Okay.
They've updated it. I'm having surgery May 21st, boys and girls, so it will depend on how I'm recovering from my surgery. Hopefully, I'll be good to go on the 30th, but I damn sure ain't buying tickets. I don't think it'll sell out, but I'm not going to buy tickets until after surgery. $20 a pop. The VIP is $40 a ticket. Now, the what you get with the VIP for folks interested. Yeah, Stevie already heard. Stevie was not impressed with the VIP ticket.
What do you get with a VIP? One ticket? You remember I was telling you all that with the
so for VIP, all right, so gates are going to open at 5. If you spend twice as much money for VIP tickets, you get to get in at 4 instead of 5, and you get 2 drinks included with your ticket. Now, I don't know if they mean alcohol. If they mean alcoholic drinks, then I guess that's okay.
I would think that's probably what it is. I don't know that for 100%, but I would imagine. It's
20 ounce Coke.
Actually, I was told it's 2. Alan, I was told it was 2 Shastas, but.
Oh, Phantom.
A couple of
I don't know, but that's what you get with the VIP. You get to go in an hour early because it's general admission seating, and then you get 2 drinks. But the $20. My question is, why do that? And I'm not knocking the promoter. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, Alan, but it is $20 a ticket, $40 to the VIP. There's not enough to pay twice as much. So why not just eliminate that? Come up with a middle ground price point of $25 or $30 for all the tickets.
It's a mixed drink, $10 a mixed drink right now.
Well, yeah, if you get 2 mixed drinks, then that's worth it. Yes.
That's an equalizer.
But if it's even if it's 2 draft beers, I mean, maybe it's worth it. Do they sell hard alcohol at the Speedway?
Not during the racing. It's just beer and the like Mike's.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Wait a minute, though. You have the place is called Moonshiners, isn't it?
Yeah, but that. Yeah,
but they don't have a hard liquor license. Well, I can tell you it'll probably be the same for the concert too, because it's hard to change that. Unless you bring in an outside vendor, and again, I don't know how those rules work.
Yeah.
You can maybe bring an outside vendor that sells hard liquor, but that has their license.
About the ALE and with it's basically the ALE when they say that. What they do is they make sure that they look out for the really big corporate stuff, if you're a local person trying to put on something like I did a few years ago, and I'm defending the track and I'm defending the promoter. They make sure it's not just about underage drinking. We all can agree on that. That's not acceptable. I'm not talking about that. But what I'm talking about is if you have a background check and it's clean and you do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they yes, it needs to be a rigorous process, not me just signing some documents. But I'm going to tell you guys, it's just not worth the hassle of that.
Well, and some folks, like the racetrack also, although I would argue this point, they'll say that we don't want to deal with hard liquor. You're going to have more trouble than it's worth, more fights. more folks getting drunk. You can, the average Joe can get just as drunk off beer as they can hard liquor. If you want to get drunk, you're going to get drunk. Now, if you're an old big boy like me, it's going to take you some effort to get drunk off beer. So hard liquor is my friend. But
ask the Chicago White Sox about the beer thing. They'll tell you.
Yeah. So
is that the disco demolition you're talking about?
Yeah.
Either way, that $20 price point is excellent. I don't know how many of those VIP tickets they're going to sell for $40 to get in an hour early and get 2 drinks, but $20 to see anybody in this day and age that has hits is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got a race the following the weekend before. We got a race Memorial Day weekend. We got a big race, and then the following weekend is the Confederate Railroad. So.
By the way, the Shenandoah. I'm taking Alex to see Shenandoah in Kentucky, and that's the closest place I can get.
Jesus Christ, you missed Wilmington, and you're going to go all the way to friggin' Kentucky?
Yeah, well, he wants to go. So basically, the tickets.
Why don't you just wait? They would have came around somewhere.
Hey, for what you're going to spend to go to Kentucky, you could have got them in your backyard.
What part of Kentucky are they going to be in?
Dude, what part of Kentucky? Oh, I'm sorry, Colin.
I'll have to look up the town again, but it's like an amphitheater. I think it's going to be cool. The tickets are like $59.
That's a good trip. That's a good trip with your son.
Yeah.
Louisville, Lexington, Owensboro.
I'll have to let me look it up and I'll tell you guys. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Okay. Hey, Alan, what do you think of when you think of Owensboro, Kentucky?
I think of the Waltrips and Jeremy Mayfield.
Yeah, all of them. Me too.
Yeah, Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Jeff Green, Jeremy Mayfield, Michael, and Darrell Waltrip. Yeah.
Jeff Green drove the number 29 Cartoon Network Chevrolet at one point.
Wow, yeah, he was he won a couple championships.
I think he won a pole at one of the either Talladega or Daytona.
Wasn't Jeff Green a big truck series guy?
No,
it was a Bush series guy. He was a big Bush series.
Yeah, he won it when he was driving for.
I'm thinking of Mike Skinner in the truck series.
Yes,
Mike Skinner drove the Lowe's number 31 car.
Yeah, Skinner won a truck championship. Johnny Benson, Ted Musgrave.
Hey, Alan. 90s trivia question, country trivia question for you.
All right.
What 90s country artist was from Owensboro, Kentucky, that was a star? This is a tricky question. 90s country artist, Owensboro, Kentucky. He was a star, but never had a hit on country radio.
Oh boy, Buck
90s country artist, Owensboro, Kentucky. He was a star, but never had a hit. Well, that's tricky.
Hold on.
Kenny Starr was not from Owensboro, Kentucky.
No. It's not a play on words. Not a play on words. Not a play on words. He was literally a star, but he did not ever have a hit. But he was a known artist.
Owensboro, Kentucky.
Marty Brown.
Boy, that's a good guess, but no.
Yeah, I would have said. Even though I would have.
Boy, I don't know where Marty Brown's from in Kentucky, but that's a good guess. I love Marty Brown.
I would have said Jeff Carson, but he had some hits.
Yeah, Jeff Carson several. He just died recently.
Yeah.
He had several hits.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'll give you another hint. Very similar name to a friend of ours who's a doctor. But go ahead, Dave. What town is it?
New Haven.
Alan's face went like, "Oh."
What would you say?
New Haven, Kentucky. It's in central Kentucky.
I've been to New London, or London, Kentucky.
I've never even heard of New Haven. Wow.
I know. You sure you didn't get tickets for Connecticut?
No. It says that it's much smaller, obviously, than New Haven, Connecticut. It brought that up.
Wow.
All right. So here's the answer to the trivia.
837 people.
Yeah.
That is small.
Wow.
Wasn't near. But so here's the answer to the trivia question, Alan.
Okay.
John Brennan.
From the real world, true story.
There you go,
Okay,
Stevie.
yeah. Okay. See, I never watched the Real World. So.
Yeah.
He was.
He was you follow John Brennan on? Did you know the answer the whole time, Stevie?
I when you said Owensboro, that rung a bell. I thought that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And I won't go Google it, but
John Brennan, who was when the Real World was popular, was huge at one point, but never. He was on. He made all kinds of appearances on TNN during that time. He was on Crook and Chase and Music City Tonight, but never had a country music hit. Never.
What
did
was the
anything.
guy's name that was married? I mean, this doesn't narrow it down much, but he was married to Lori Morgan, and he had a couple of small hits.
Oh shit. God Almighty! If you hadn't,
I could see his face.
Yeah,
he
God.
had long hair.
He had the kinky hair.
Yeah,
Kinky
facial hair.
Hold on. I'll find it.
No, not Sammy Kershaw. No, everybody
No,
knows Sammy.
Sammy. That was afterwards.
Yeah, this is John Randall.
John Randall.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Woo,
Yeah,
90s country, baby. I'm locked in and loaded.
John Randall. Yep. Because when you say married to Lori Morgan, that takes a while.
Hey, Kyle, to answer your question, New Haven is like 25 miles south of Bardstown.
Bardstown. Okay, Bardstown's supposed to be a nice place, actually.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a good time. We'll leave on.
I stay in Bardstown, Dave.
Well, I think I don't have a choice. So
yeah. Well, I hear Bardstown's supposed to be a nice place.
You can get a shirt.
Actually, oddly enough, this is so weird. I seen a list on TikTok today. Top 10 small towns in the South, and Bardstown, Kentucky was in the top 10.
Wow.
How about
That is quite weird. So,
hey, Billy Ray Cyrus was from Flat Lick, Kentucky. Is that?
Well, I enjoy a good flat lick every now and then.
I'm not.
Oh
my God. Yeah.
There's another guy. If you only know Billy Ray Cyrus for Achy Breaky Heart,
I'm going to ask you a question, Alan.
That's unfair.
What is your Billy Ray Cyrus? To me, had one album that was just friggin' tremendous. I'm not a Billy Ray Cyrus fan, but this one album I thought was fantastic. It was in the 90s. Can you guess the album?
Well, my favorite song was Busy Man. That's my favorite Billy Ray Cyrus song. That and Some Gave All.
Yeah, so this is not the album. So I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I love. My favorite is Where Am I Gonna Live?
His Trail of Tears album was friggin' awesome, and a guy who is made fun of a lot and somewhat rightfully so. That album was a masterpiece. That unbelievable album. If you just take that album, if Billy Ray would have put out music like that his whole career, Trail of Tears is an awesome album.
Yeah.
He does. Trail of Tears has got a bluegrass vibe to it. The title track. He covers Harper Valley PTA on that album, which I know sounds ridiculous. He has a song he wrote with Mark Colley on there called Kentucky. Not Kentucky, but Kentucky. The whole album is a really good album.
Did you ever remember the group Run C&W? That
another comedy.
Russell Smith from the Amazing Rhythm Aces was in there, and they did a nice bluegrass cover of Sweet Soul Music, and I thought that was pretty cool too.
But are they the ones that did Itchy Twitchy Spot?
Yeah, Itchy Twitchy Spot, and then there was Spotlight on Tanya Tucker. Wouldn't you like to
be in her video? Yeah.
That was some cool, man. There was so much good stuff in the 80s and 90s. It really was.
There still is today. It's just not on the radio.
Artists didn't make it big that were. There was a guy in the 90s, 80s, 90s, late 80s named Andy Childs. He did a song called Broken. I always thought that was there's just so many of those guys and girls that were fantastic.
Yeah.
That was good music. And then it all just went to, I don't know what happened to it, man. I get tired of the
dude, there's so much great country music being made now out of Texas and Oklahoma and Appalachian country. People, I won't even mention that one guy's name because I don't want anybody to get drunk. But obviously, I've talked Cody Jinks. I've talked Cody Jinks to death, but I won't mention him either. Turnpike Troubadours, Whiskey Myers. Everybody knows them by this point. Muscadine Bloodline. Everybody knows Tyler Childers by this point. But
I love the Derailers. I
haven't listened to them.
Love the Derailers. If you like Buck Owens, if you like Buck Owens, the Derailers sound a lot like Buck Owens.
Okay. I like
There's a lot of Buck Owens.
Aaron Watson. There's so much great country being made now.
And the good thing about the internet is, they're not tied to a label. So you just go search for it, and you're right.
I got pit passes for Turnpike Troubadours and Muscadine Bloodline in Charlotte, and they're playing a 6,000-seat amphitheater and not one damn radio hit.
Yeah,
radio hit.
Radio hit.
Yeah, well, today they're we talked about major labels, but
yeah, they control everything, and there's really about 4 major labels at this point, and that's it. Turnpike Troubadours is super creative. I love them, and they're the headlining act. Muscadine Bloodline to me is a shame. If Alan, I would encourage anybody to listen to Muscadine Bloodline, but 10, 15 years ago, even Muscadine Bloodline would have been huge on country radio. It is dumbfounding. JR, you've listened to Muscadine Bloodline, haven't you?
Ding dong.
JR.
He fell asleep.
Hey, now this doesn't bode well for our contest. If in the middle, JR just goes away.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe he's working on the contest stuff.
He's already working on the questions.
I don't know what happened to him, but I thought he was familiar with them. But anyway, the point being, I think even forget the 90s, even 10, 15 years ago, I think they would have been big on country radio.
That would be a great documentary. Small independent record labels that had chart success in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, because there were a handful that did.
Yeah.
And that would be a nice documentary. Jim Glazier, I don't know if you're familiar with the Glazier brothers. He had several hits on a little small independent label in the early to mid 80s called Noble Vision Records. And as soon as Noble Vision got bought out by MCA, the hit stopped immediately.
Yeah,
there were like 7 singles off that album and a couple number ones, and that was a very small little record label. I think there were 2 artists on that label, and Jim Glazier was one of them.
Jinx was out all his own stuff, and he did one album on a major label called Lifers. Great album. It was totally him. He produced everything, and sold well, but didn't get radio play. And then I don't even remember, maybe it's Sony, whatever label he released that on. It was in 2018. It was a 1-album deal, and they wanted to keep him. He just said, forget it. He said, I didn't get on the radio with this. He said, I didn't sell any more copies than I did on my own. So he went right back to Late August Records, his own record label, and just went back to putting out his own music. You know, if you can sell 500,000 copies on your own and you sell 500,000 on a major label, why let them take any of your money?
Yeah, well, nobody, fought the major labels any more than Prince did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my goodness. I mean, Warner Brothers was not his friend for a long time. And he did it all on his own. He was one of the first artists to use the internet, to push the records, and he made tons of money without Warner Brothers being involved in anything.
Yeah, Prince was already established, so, but
Yeah.
JR, are you there? What the hell happened to JR?
I don't know. MIA.
I'm muted. I've been talking for like the last. I didn't realize I was muted. I thought y'all were ignoring me.
No, I asked you if you. I think you're familiar with Muscadine Bloodline, correct?
Yeah, that's Turnpike Troubadours.
Well, it's 2 different bands, yeah, but they're going to be together. But you have listened to Muscadine Bloodline, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're going to be with Turnpike Troubadours in Charlotte, yes.
Yeah.
But my point was, I think Muscadine Bloodline in the 90s or even as little as 10 or 15 years ago would have been huge on country radio.
Yeah.
Did you ever check out? I'm sorry, go ahead, Chad.
No, I'm done. Go ahead, Alan.
I was just asking Kyle if he had a chance to look up the Cocaine and Rhinestones podcast.
I have not. I will.
It is really good. Thank you, Alan, for that.
You'll love it. You better take. Yeah.
I'll give everybody two songs from Muscadine Bloodline to check out, and they're not deep songs. They're not like some of the stuff I like that's all depressing or whatever. They're fun songs, and I just think they would have been huge hits in the 90s, early 2000s. One's called Evan Rooting, as in like an Evan Root motor, and then the other one's called Porch Swing Angel. Listen to those 2 songs. You tell me they wouldn't have been hit songs 20 years ago.
Okay. Well, I got one for you, Kyle. I know you've probably heard of them before, and I don't think you're a fan, but early Drive-By Truckers is, if you like lyrics, their lyrics, everything.
I haven't listened to a lot of Drive-By Truckers.
Okay. Every song tells a story. They have one called Graham Keeps a Box of Spiders. Talking about how she puts them in the outhouse, and then the other one is Bulldozers and Dirt. I mean,
these song titles sure are interesting.
I like that.
Graham Keeps a Box of Spiders.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I used to. You made me.
They're on me when I sleep, waiting in the outhouse for me. Yeah, she wasn't the ideal grandma, obviously. And then they do other songs like
I would hope so.
No, their lyrics, everything is Southern. They all tell stories, and if you like lyrics, I would suggest Early Drive-By Truckers.
I will listen to them.
I'll send you a couple of videos. Hey, we should do a show called The Music Objective. Stevie, maybe you can produce it, and maybe we can each submit 3 of our favorite videos.
All right, we can do that,
and we can share some videos and stuff.
All right. We're at 10 o'clock, guys, Eastern. You guys, you have anything before we go? I know Alan Vick has got tons to talk about.
Tuesday night's very important. I know it's not a conference game, whatever, but with the Wolfpack coming to town and you need some RPI wins and some signature wins, Tuesday night would be a good place to start.
Yeah, we're going to get a win on my birthday. Go ahead, Johnny. What's up?
All right, I just wanted to get Alan's take on the Little Gnome winning his first Winston Cup race.
What my first
Ty
Winston
Gibbs?
Cup race?
No, Ty Gibbs. What did you think of that?
Yeah. The Joe's grandson won at Bristol today. He had been knocking on the door a little bit for the last couple of years, but today he got it done. He passed Ryan Blaney on the last lap and won the race.
And how about Roy? Roy McIlroy.
That was good too. When he had 2 bad shots and he recovered nicely, very, very nicely.
Boy, the Masters was high drama this weekend.
Yeah, and the guys. Speaking of stats for you, Johnny, I got a stat for you. That's only happened where for a guy to win back-to-back Masters only 4 times. Jack Nicklaus.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods.
Yep.
And Rory.
Yep, that's correct. Only 4 times. So really cool for him because he had been a Masters drought, and now he's got 2 back-to-back. Pretty cool. So great sports weekend, except for our Pirates, but we'll bounce back. What do you think, Kyle?
I need to bounce back against State on Tuesday. I really don't have any other sports knowledge to drop on the weekend. Cubs took 2 out of 3 from Pittsburgh. That was good.
I love the MLB. The MLB stuff is just fantastic for Kyle. That's a great thing. What's up, Steve? You got anything?
But you're happy about it.
Do I have anything? I don't have anything left.
All right.
Okay. Kyle, I'll be honest with you. There's 162 games in Major League Baseball, so I don't even pay attention other than to look at the scores until the college baseball season's over. So I am very impressed by your.
I enjoyed just leaving it on the TV.
That is cool. That is very cool.
I listened to the Cubs game yesterday, so. We'll see how long I follow it, but as so far this year, I mean, I'm not sitting there like I do with college football, breaking down every little damn thing, watching every detail of every game, but it is very good background entertainment for me right now.
Okay. Here's what I'm working on just for your information, Dave and Kyle. I'm working on a concert that we can pair with the Cubs game at the Nats in August at a at the Birchmere or a small venue.
Well, who are we going to see?
I'm working on that right now. I think Alan, you probably know NRBQ, but
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't subject Kyle to that. They only have one remaining member, and he's like 70 something.
Who is NRBQ?
They were an alternative rock band in the 70s and 80s, and one of the members married a country legend, Skeeter Davis.
Skeeter Davis.
What
Brings to You is one of her better songs.
What are our other options?
Jim
no, that's not even an option. I'm not even going to even bring that to you.
He said that real quick.
I'm working on. We got a lot of venues, Kyle. We got the Black Cat, the 930 Club, Birchmere. So I'll find something.
That sounds like one of those clubs you need to bring some ones.
The Black Cat.
No.
I went to a club like that. Speaking of Black Cats, we're bringing ones in Goldsboro back in the day called Sid Showgirls. A lot of Black Cats there, boy.
I remember those commercials. Johnny, there is a good, if you like 90s, it's more alternative or album rock, some pop. but they have they're doing 2 nights at Wolf Trap. It's Gin Blossoms, Blues Traveler, and Spin Doctors.
Okay, I don't mind the Gin Blossoms.
I like the Spin Doctors.
I like the Spin
I don't.
Doctors.
That's Kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather see the Gin Blossom.
And here's the thing with Blues Travelers, very good if you don't listen to their songs that were like whatever that song was that was very popular was good, but
Run Around.
My favorite blues. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say some of the other stuff is more enjoyable for me anyhow.
Yeah.
My favorite Blues Traveler song
was Spin
The
Doctors.
Hook.
No, not The Hook.
Back.
Run Around.
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong with Spin Doctors. Two Princes with Spin Doctors. Hell, I got a lot of great songs. But my favorite Blues Traveler song is probably the theme from Roseanne.
Didn't realize that. I didn't realize that.
Whatever killers make us stronger, you're gonna last longer than that greatest wall in China. Anyway,
You sound just like him.
There's another show, but we did TV themes, but the lack of great TV theme songs. Every great TV show used to have a great theme song, brother. And now they just don't do it. They just don't pay attention to themes anymore for whatever reason.
No, I don't like a lot of shows anymore. The only show I've really enjoyed. Now let me rephrase that. I don't invest myself into watching a lot of shows. Like Landman looks great.
It is very good.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch Tulsa King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I did watch season 2 of Ted, and it was fantastic. Season 2 of Ted was fantastic.
All right. Well, we'll go watch. We'll go watch some TV.
Stevie, did you ever finish season 2 of Ted?
I have not. You
need to. It's fantastic.
All right.
Hey,
nobody else likes Ted? No one?
Like, what's it called?
Ted.
Oh, Ted. Yeah.
The bear.
That's entertaining.
That's funny as crap, Alan.
Yeah,
get some of those.
What?
Yeah, just enjoy something before you watch it, and it'll make it 100 times better.
Some alcohol.
Yeah, some alcohol. That's it.
Hey, Alan, I'm driving myself crazy trying to think of the Blues Traveler song about Carolina. What is it called?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Blues Traveler guy.
No, I'm not either, but I know they had us.
Yeah, they hold on.
Carolina Blues.
There you go.
You know, the only people that refer to North Carolina and South Carolina as Carolina is people that aren't from North Carolina or South Carolina. You never hear anybody from North Carolina going, "Oh, I'm going back to Carolina," or
"Oh, I disagree, Kyle. How about Carolina Ice?" Carolina Ice. They call themselves that. That's what they named themselves.
Yeah, but
everything. A lot of local businesses are Carolina.
Nobody from North Carolina or South Carolina refers to North Carolina or South Carolina as Carolina.
And people in South Carolina, if they're going to a Carolina game in South Carolina, obviously they're talking about the Gamecocks.
I'm not talking about the schools. I'm talking about referring to their state as Carolina. And you never hear anybody from North Carolina or South Carolina say the Carolinas.
Well, no, I've heard Lower Carolina in reference to South Carolina, which I like that.
Eastern proud of the Carolinas.
Eastern Carolina, but never just like, "Oh, I'm going back home to Carolina." No, nobody says that.
I disagree, though. Even in music, Kyle, you love music. How many songs? Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams, although they were from.
Just because it just works in the song. Nobody. All right. Steve,
Gone to Carolina by Shooter Jennings.
North Carolina?
No, he's not.
Nobody says that. Stevie, have you ever once in your life going back home to Carolina?
Yeah. Carolina Pines.
Stevie's from Virginia, man. Why would he say Carolina?
It's true as well.
I'm sorry that, Dave. He had forgot about that for so long. You had to bring that up.
I'm sorry. I just.
Did Lasker? They lost out on their bid for the MLB team. I guess it's going to Charlotte instead. Is that true?
Well, we were going to buy. We were going to buy the Seahawks.
We were going to buy the Seahawks and move them to Roanoke Rapids. We couldn't get backing. We couldn't get backing.
All right. Well, I'll tell you.
We were going to call them the Riverhawks.
We were going to hire
Yeah,
Randy
that's
Parton
right.
as the general manager.
Hold on, Dave. I'm on a roll. Before we end the show, I need to know how we doing with the TSO swag, the hoodies, the Kyle Barber bobbleheads, the Kyle Barber
Kyle Barber
bobbleheads. How we
bobbleheads.
doing?
Kyle Barber bobbleheads.
The
Holy shit.
Kyle from LaGrange Barber. That's what it's. How we doing with that stuff?
Great. Well, we need to work on it. I mean, it's just that simple.
Boy, you could give away 10,000 of those things at an ECU football game.
I know a lot of people that would line up.
At one time there might have been some truth to that when Montgomery and Comfort was here. Now probably not.
So you say it's passe?
I'm saying I'm over. I'm not over in the wrestling way.
I'm over.
I'm saying it's done. It's done.
I'm just over. I'm not over.
Yeah, I'm not over. It's just over.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think and I'm serious. With football, I love Blake. So even if I get angry, it's going to be a different kind of anger. It's going to be a disappointed anger versus a screw that MF anger unless something changes with Blake. So yeah, I think I'll cut some promos on our administration. I'm sure that I got some of Kyle's greatest hits off the fifth quarter from back in the day, man.
Oh, we got to do a compilation album.
Yeah, let's do it.
I know some of them. I was just thinking about one of them after the Marshall game.
Hey, Alan.
The Marshall game.
Alan, let's work together on Kyle's greatest hits, and we'll put it on our website.
There you go.
My favorite is still from 22 or 23 when the guy dropped the word and I don't know how it got past it. I'll tell you exactly what happened. That guy dropped the N word on pirate radio.
Oh, wow.
The next day they went out and got a 7-second delay machine. The next day.
Well,
that got to do with me.
That's a true story.
No. He's talking.
Yeah.
No. We were just there were some times there. A few times when you were upset, Kyle. I think pirate radio would have liked to have had a 7-second delay machine, but they did not have one.
Though maybe, but I never. I can only think of one time I ever cussed, like besides damn or ass or hell.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever said one of the FCC violation words on pirate radio except one time.
7 words you can't say.
One time I did, and I immediately said sorry, and they let it go. Shirley let it go.
Well, one of the weirdest things, and this is a true story. I won't call the guy's name, but it wasn't his fault. There was a baseball game going on a couple of years ago on 94.3. There was a guy in another room doing a commercial.
I know exactly where you're going.
And that guy doing and everything he said was going over the air. And he said just about every word, and he didn't know it. I've got a copy of that. He said several words that the FCC do not approve of, and you hear Scooter stop a couple of times and wonder where that's coming from. but it was just as plain as day.
I said shit, and or maybe it was bullshit, and but Shirley let it go because I immediately was like sorry. Yeah. But that's the only time I did some calls that probably made them very uncomfortable towards the administration. I'm quite sure. But your
calls are entertaining. There's some people that call the fifth quarter that are just mean spirited.
My calls are entertaining, and they always have a point when I go over the top. Yeah. There's a point to it. But no, whereas you could take somebody like I'll use. Guys, help me out. The infamous caller, he doesn't call that much anymore.
Cheezel,
Captain Bill.
Yeah. Logan Riley sucks.
Yeah.
That guy.
You guys remember that?
One of them passed away. Philly Al.
No, Philly Al passed away.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened?
Man.
I don't know.
I loved him. He was good.
Yeah, he was a good call. I remember Troy. He called in. I had raised some hell on the show. Then he tried to do the same thing, and towards Terrence Copper, we both did. And Philly Al called in on Monday, and Troy scolded him and said, "Hey, if you ever disrespect, somebody on our show like that again, you're not going to be allowed to call in." And he said, "Well, Kyle did the same thing." And Troy said, "No, Kyle didn't do the same thing." Again, because I had a point. I wasn't just calling out Terrence Copper. I was making a point without saying what I could have said. Was just the reason he liked Scotty Montgomery is because Scotty Montgomery was going to give his son a scholarship. And, his son played at North Lenore. I knew. And I alluded to it, said everything but that. And then Philly Al said something something derogatory about Terrence Copper's business.
Oh boy.
And so, but RIP to Philly Al. He was a good caller. Didn't know he passed away. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. All right, guys. We're at the 2-hour mark, you guys. But by the way, thank you again. I want to say this. Thank you for a big crowd because we haven't been talking about baseball. I'm getting a couple texts about that. When are you going to talk about
we talked about baseball for an hour.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go back to the beginning of the show, guys. I mean, this is, we look, we go off topic and we're having a roundtable and it's fun discussion, but we handle business first. We've been on the air since 8 o'clock or 8:10.
Can I say something about that, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. If you listen to some other shows that are just doing baseball, they're about 40 minutes. We do about 45 minutes of baseball and then we have fun. I mean, we don't like not do baseball.
Right.
We do it. And then we get like crazy.
Yeah, just go back and listen to the beginning of the show. Once we're done, go back and listen to the beginning. First 45 minutes to an hour was nothing but baseball. So if anybody's complaining about that at this point, we could chew our food twice, or you can just go back and listen to it in archive.
Yeah, and by the way, you have a guy like Stevie Fly. He has a couple podcasts. He does a great job. In addition to what we do, you have Alan Vick, who has like 1 million years worth of radio experience. I have July 1st will be 30 years of radio, professional radio. I did a year of college radio.
I think you just called me old without calling me
old. No, I did not.
You did. You sure did.
No, I did not.
Alan has like 1,000 years of experience.
1 million years of radio experience. He and Marconi were roommates.
No, I'm just making the point that, yes, we could talk about baseball only, but the objective of our show, in addition to that, is to entertain people. And I would like to think that if all the people that are still listening and watching right now, that, hey, we have a pretty big crowd, about the size of what Pirate Radio has during the week, PRL. So not knocking anyone. I'm just simply saying that you can stick to just the topic, but you have to be entertaining. If not, nobody's going to watch or listen. Because
and you gotta in the show is a baseball show, and we handle that first. And there's nothing else to talk about. We've talked about it ad nauseum. There's nothing else to talk about baseball, and we could just get off the air at that point, and maybe sometimes we should, but
no.
But I think, look, I personally enjoy the roundtable and fun discussion.
I do too.
But as long as we do it in the right order, we handle business first, and then have fun.
And also, I'll throw this out there. It wasn't a stellar weekend for Pirate baseball, so a lot of people don't want to, hear about all the negative stuff. So we could try to cover everything, but we don't dwell on negatives. And if the Pirates would have swept or won 2 out of 3, we would have probably spent another 10, 15 minutes on it. But, I think we mentioned everything and covered everything that needed to be covered.
Yeah, and we got a well-rounded group, all of us. I mean, I'm the king of useless trivia. If nobody else gives a shit about it, I can tell you anything you want to know.
Stevie
now he's dropping S-bombs because it's after 10 o'clock.
Now Alan's saying shit. Watch it out. You'll say it on the air by accident on radio. Stevie wants to challenge you on useless information, Alan. So you're just gonna. Stevie calls himself the king of useless information. So.
We're both useless in our own way.
I've always said that about both of you.
Hey, I have a rebuttal for Kyle though. I'm just looking at my Spotify, some of my like songs I got going on, and okay, Costa Carolina, Mac McAnally. We want to see the Coral Reefer Band down in.
Where's Mac from?
I don't know. Okay. You're saying he's not from
North Carolina or South Carolina, correct?
Hey, Kyle, I'll back you up. I've got a guy that sits right behind me at the Commanders games, and he said it's always great. He said he's hilarious, and he's like, it's always good to see my friend from Carolina.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on, Dave. It's the Carolina Panthers. It is the Carolina Panthers.
But nobody from North Carolina or South Carolina.
Okay, how about this? Have you ever heard of the band Mipso? They're from I hate to say they're from Chapel Hill, but they are. They do a song that's really good called Carolina Rolling By.
Yeah, because it fits North Carolina or South Carolina. It's hard to say in a song. It's 2 words, so it fits in for songs. Well, what I'm saying is nobody from here that grew up here, that grew up in North Carolina, refers to it as Carolina.
No,
Like Dave, it's like Dave just said, the guy that goes to the Skins games,
he's a DC guy.
is a DC guy. Just like nobody from Virginia Beach or Norfolk or Portsmouth refers to that as the Tidewater, unless they're old. But
the
everybody down here,
Tidewater Tides, they're a baseball team.
none of the young people do. So I mean, everybody from down here says Tidewater.
Man.
JR,
I'm going back to Carolina Ice. How do you debate that one?
Where are you from?
I'm from the Hunt country of the Shenandoah Valley. That's where I'm from.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
When I'm leaving the ball game, like from Maryland, I say I can't wait to get back to North Carolina. I don't say
Carolina. Exactly.
I'm just being. I love you, Johnny, but I've never. I don't. I have to side.
Okay, how do you explain the fact that they call themselves Carolina Ice, and they have been doing a very good business for many years? How did they come up with that name?
Who does?
Carolina Ice people, the same people that make chili water.
It's the same way with Carolina Telephone. It's just the name of what me and Dave are saying, and I guess Alan and Stevie. Do you guys ever refer to North Carolina or South Carolina as Carolina?
Never. Never.
Thank you. I'm glad. All right. So we're saying if you're from here, not in a business name or a song title.
No.
I'm talking about.
Taylor has the most famous one with Carolina in my mind.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm home in Carolina. Because if he just said, in my mind, I'm home in North Carolina, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Right.
Okay, I'm an Allman Brothers fan, and one of my favorite songs is Blue Sky, and it's going to Carolina, won't be long now. You can't take that away from me.
JR, we've established in songs it sounds good. It works in songs.
Is there any song though that mentions like North Carolina?
Yeah, Petey Pablo has a whole damn song.
Yeah, there were some songs that were not big hits in country music. There was actually one titled North Carolina.
Well, Petey Pablo had North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off and spit that like your head.
Okay, well, as the person that on this panel that has the least amount of North Carolina residency, I will defer to you guys, to you four.
Well, I mean, I think it proves the point. You say Carolina, and because you're not from North Carolina.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was still looking for Johnny the other night in section 703.
Who's Johnny?
That's where I was. Y'all were. I'm glad you got that, Alan. I didn't think anybody would get it.
I was like, where the hell is 703? I'm looking around like a dummy until I finally realized what you.
Yeah, that's my area code.
What you did there.
that was funny.
Well, I knew there was no 703 in a baseball stadium, but I didn't get the joke. But he's talking about the area code. Okay.
Yeah. I was watching from 703.
I was like, damn.
Hey, it was cold that day too, wasn't it? It was cold. I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too
well,
bad.
I shouldn't say that.
Until the sun went down.
Chilly. It was chilly.
Yeah.
All
right, Dave. Now you keep trying to sign us off. Now we're at 2:08.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that
we're waiting for 703. If we go that long, I'll be out.
I definitely will make it. All right, we're going to get back to Reality Bites. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Had it off. The kids had spring break, so they're not happy they're going back to school. But it's back to reality, and I hope that we'll get back to business with the Pirates and win on Tuesday. And then, of course, our On Deck show will have that this week. And, of course, we'll wrap things up next Sunday night. And, again, thank you so much for everybody sticking with us this long. It's amazing. We didn't used to have this following like we did in the past. And we'd be talking a long time, and it would be like 2 people. So thank you so much for doing that. Guys, thank you so much for being on with us. I enjoyed it, and we'll see you this week. And we'll talk about that On Deck. And, of course, it'll be with Wichita State. But we've got Tuesday night. We've got the NC State game.
The number 61 RPI NC State Wolfpack. So that'll be a big win if we can pull it off.
Absolutely. We got to get it done. All right, guys. Have a great night. And as always, go Pirates.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.